It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 557.
Merry Christmas!
Yeah.
Ho, ho, ho. We got the full Gronk Squad here.
Yeah.
Roll call: Scooter Derek,
present.
Gemma Watts,
present.
Pete Shepherd,
affirmative.
Mr. 97, present. JJ,
present.
TJ, present.
We are currently in Balwyn North.
Coming to you from Mr. 97's lounge room.
Yes.
We've,
I live here now.
Sitting room. It's sort of
This is my
the second
house.
lounge
I mean,
room.
if this isn't like going up on Mr. 97's list of why you should get with him,
Like,
the place is plush.
this family environment, you see why he's a beautiful
So
man.
Yeah,
nice.
and can I just say, some of the best shopping only a kilometre away at Doncaster, also known as Shoppo.
Did you go to Shoppo without me again?
Is this a live read?
Yeah, no, so
Jesus.
actually, no, I went and saw Gavin, who's the
Whatever.
store manager at Rod and Gun.
I don't care.
And,
I do not care.
Rod, sorry, I called him Rod.
And his mate Gun,
So if you're wondering where I got my clothes from,
Yeah.
how did I go?
You look great.
Looking good, me too.
Does
this
look really
shirt.
nice.
Thank
I'm
you,
just annoyed.
Mr. Rod.
What do you guys normally do on Christmas? What does everyone do? Jem, what do you do?
Well, I start with a hangover because we do Christmas. Oh, actually, I may not have talked about this on here. My Carols by Candlelight drinking
You can
game.
ignore me and just look into the camera.
Right.
I know it feels
No.
weird.
Hang on, I think I've heard.
Carols by Candlelight drinking game.
I mean, you do have a lot of drinking
I have a lot
games.
of-
A lot
No,
of
it's usually
grand
just
final.
drink.
Oh no, hang on. Well,
That's
there's
not a
another-
game. That's just do it.
There was one that you posted on Facebook. It was like a flashback from a year before.
That would be the Carols by Candlelight
Okay.
one because I repost it every year. It's the only thing I've ever done that's gone viral, unfortunately.
What about all your Bachelor stuff? I feel like your Bachelor...
Oh, yeah. Junkie and Punky often pick up my Love Island tweets.
Junkie and Punky. Are they the same business?
I believe so.
Yeah, they're nice. So
Or
tell us your
name on
drinking
the
game.
map.
Carols.
Yeah, so for context, my godmother's the entertainment producer, so I started it as like a way to get people that hate carols to watch it.
Oh, great.
I see.
And
This is a TV show, right?
Yes, the one on Channel 9.
Mm-hmm.
I was a high five backup dancer
Wow.
for their first carols. So
There's something to unpack.
Sandra's impressed.
Is this the one filmed at the Domain in Sydney?
No.
no,
so
that's the shit one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, so that's it. No, but it's very good because Harrison Craig performs there.
At the
And
Sydney one.
Oh yeah, like it's very good, but
Very good. But
Is
it's
this the
Sydney.
Maya Music
But
Bowl
this
we're
is
talking?
Sydney
Yeah.
Maya Music
But
Bowl.
that's all smoked out today.
It's the real one.
yeah,
Do you
yeah,
reckon- is
exactly.
this
The
the real
Christmas
one?
Eve
Real
one.
one. Yeah.
Coming from
So you
Santa
have to
himself.
drink when they zoom in on a baby.
Okay, that's a lot.
That you have to drink if you can see the MCG in those like sweeping shots of Melbourne. You have to drink if they. Oh, you have to drink when I say. Oh, you guys know I was a high five backup dancer, so that's only really for people in the same room as me. But as a general rule, it's like 7 times.
Yeah.
High five don't even do it anymore. But I'm just like, you know what's missing from this? High five. Actually, do you know what's so that's.
Charlie Robinson.
She
from
was my
High Fi-
favourite.
From High Five.
Oh, I loved her.
Went
She
on
was
to
very
do radio.
flirty.
Which one was
wasn't she?
Charlie?
Yeah.
The blonde
Yeah,
girl?
that's-
Yeah.
She
Yeah,
the blonde
I
hair?
took a lot
Yeah,
of.
the blonde
There were
one.
2
Yeah.
blondes. There was
No,
Kelly and there was
Charlie's the one
Charlie.
that
No,
everyone
Charlie, I
remembers,
think,
yeah.
may be a natural ginger.
Really? Controversial.
Oh, wow.
Charlie, if you're watching.
She was my favourite. I've got
family show?
photos with her.
Oh, great.
And my best friend's favourite was Kelly, and we were like, we'll be that. Then you have to drink, or if they ask for audience participation, so that includes like, let me see those candles, or you guys know this one. You drink if anyone on stage has been on a reality show,
Oh, great.
which
Yep.
is all of
A
them.
lot, yep.
You have to finish your drink if the baby they zoom in on is asleep. You have to finish your drink if they say word for word, and it will happen twice, word for word, you all look so beautiful from up here. And then also, if you're like feeling extra spicy, you combine it with that game where you put the Santa hat on the corner of the television, and then if it matches up and it looks like the person's wearing the Santa hat, you have to finish your drink.
I didn't know that either.
Oh, that's
real
so
suburban
you can
life.
you can do that Santa hat one with any TV show.
Are you allowed to drink if you feel a bit thirsty?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Don't miss out on that opportunity.
Yeah. Most people don't make it all the way through.
Has anyone ever been to... So you've done the backup dancing. Have you ever actually gone and sat as an audience member?
Oh, like when I wasn't on stage, you mean? No.
Unless I'm on stage, I'm not.
Well, because I think they do like a...
It's like a Ben Fordham. I'm not coming to your event unless I'm the MC.
It's so true. What do you do, Pete? What do you normally do for
It's a bit
for
of
Christmas?
a rotation system in our family. So
Yeah.
it's either in Ballarat, where my auntie and uncle live, in Ocean Grove, or where I grew up, or in Brighton. in
Ration.
your old neck of the woods.
Ration.
Yeah.
Sovereign Hill open on Christmas Day, you reckon?
Not sure.
Definitely not.
I wouldn't have thought so. There's not much open on Christmas Day.
McDonald's is. I keep getting Macca's keep sending
Pancake
me.
parlour is.
Pancake parlour.
Yeah.
Really?
They used to try and get me to work, and I said you can get rooted.
Did you work there?
Yeah.
How did I not know this? Did we know this?
No, I knew you worked at Muffin Break.
No,
you
that
worked
was-
at
I
all the
didn't
good
know
places.
either.
Yeah.
Muffin break.
Yeah.
I worked at Pancake Parlour as well.
No, yeah, that's true.
He did.
I did for one day.
Just one day. What happened?
I was Santa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean,
I knew this.
Full circle.
I was 19 and I was probably at about 70 kilos or something like that.
Yeah.
And the word came through. We need a Santa. And I went to the op shops and bought everything red.
Heaven.
And in those days, this was probably 1985, and the op shops were full of stuff you'd go crazy for now, like sheepskin stuff from the 70s that no one wanted in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So there was sheepskin stuff always lined with really good fluff. So it's really
High quality.
Technical term.
bizarre Santa
that
suit that
none of
looked
us
like
were
it was from
alive.
the 17th century.
At that point, none of us.
Like
It was a different time.
you hear that there's a lot of training that goes on with Santa stuff, but I reckon
Not that one.
At Melbourne Santa. There's a guy on Instagram who I went to an event the other day and he was there. He said, "Tag me on Instagram." But what I was wondering is whether I reckon he's someone who hasn't had the training. Because he's just rogue. He had one person. He's like, "Oh, hey," there was another performer there. He's like, "Oh, look who we've got here. This is Simone. She just saved Christmas."
There was another rule in the drinking game that I forgot, and that's you have to drink if Santa comes on stage and he's drunk. Usually, yes.
And 97, what do you normally do? Is this a standard Christmas day for you, or?
Yeah, we'll sit on the couch and open up our presents.
Record an episode.
Standard.
And then we'll just have a nice little lunch. Dad might cook a chicken on the barbecue or something.
Oh, that's nice. Pete, we were talking about love languages the other day
We were
on our walk.
on one of our walks. We covered the big issues.
We're pretty cute.
I want to
JJ
be
and
a fly on the wall of these
Yeah.
walks.
There are a few
I
flies.
often get a recap. I'm not sure if you're aware.
No, but I can
I said
imagine.
to you the other day, you know what I said? It's a lot of grumbling and complaining until we get a coffee.
Yeah.
And then once we get a coffee, we sort of kick into gear for
That's
the last
fair.
half an hour.
I definitely coffee.
We start
definitely
talking about
helps.
love languages.
Yeah, but we're talking about love languages, and I feel like does
French, is it?
anyone have the gift giving or receiving as a love language?
No.
No.
All of my friends do. That's
Great.
the only reason they've kept me
I'm
around.
so glad because you guys are going to be very underwhelmed. No, so the reason I bring it up is because I had a slight anxiety attack this morning. Actually, bit of a fun one. Bit of a fun one.
Merry Christmas,
I woke up. I was like, "Oh, look, we got 97 to organise everything," but. Christmas time, like when do you bring gifts for people?
I
TJ
do
and I
every
had,
time I go anywhere.
Okay, so
Really?
TJ and I had the blow up the other day about Brie having the Hey Tiger chocolate. Quickly, what would you guys have done?
I would have been what Bree did and
Yeah,
just
just
panicked.
gave-
I would have
panicked.
done the opposite.
I would've
Really?
panicked.
You would have
I'm
taken
a
it?
bit of a bitch, though.
Would you have said, "Get your grubby hands off it," like TJ said?
That was great.
Yeah, pretty much word for word. I told my cousin off the other day because I gave them all, I had like 3 boxes of beauty products and I just put them on the table and said, go for it. And then there's a separate stash. I go into the bungalow where that stash is and she's filling up another bag.
The Gronk move.
I'm like, you've already got 2 bags of products. You don't need this.
But it speaks
Get
true
your
to both,
grubby mitts on it.
both your personalities.
Yeah.
It speaks true.
What, because
I would've
he's
panicked.
nice and I'm not?
I avoid confrontation at all costs.
You use the B word, not
Whereas
me.
I sniff out confrontation. I'm like, where is it coming from today?
But I've done what could be described as a Gronk shop. So the definition of a Gronk shop is shopping only at one location on the day that it's due. And so that's what we've done from
Is it Woolworths?
In a Woolies bag.
So
No, that's
90
even more of a Gronk. Put it in a different
97
bag.
actually. Can we give it to Santa who can then... so another
Scooter
Gronk
Derek.
move.
I've got to say,
It's
as
not-
the king of sacks, this is the most underwhelming sack
Suddenly
I think
regret
I've seen on
sitting
Christmas.
You've seen a few sacks.
I've seen a few sacks in my time. I have lugged a few sacks over my shoulder in
What
my
makes a
time.
good
I have to leave.
As Santa, I must say, not as Scooter.
Fluffy sack or no fluff?
Oh my God. A bit of fluff around the edge of the sack.
As long as it's from 1985.
Yeah, exactly. It's sheepskin. So
I should
anyway,
not be here.
so what
They're not
we've
even
done...
wrapped.
They're not wrapped. So that's another Gronk move potentially.
Yeah.
And so if you pull something out, like, so some of them, have got specific meaning, and others are just I panicked.
Time filler.
Time filler. So you pull it out, and then I'll say who it's for, and I'll describe what it is.
Great.
Okay, here we go.
I'm glad there's no
Santa's
guessing
reaching
component.
deep into the sack.
Great. Sorry, I've got still the price on it. What is that? $4.95. So this is this is for human periscope. Okay. This is
Tall Gronk.
Wow, lucky you.
So what was one of your things that you were trying, do you think, to get better at in life? You're never going to guess. I'm going to
It's a quirk. It's a quirk.
Phone calls.
Yeah.
And so what
I've been leaning into that.
Yeah, he loves it.
You and I,
you and I.
we've spoken on the phone.
But what I feel like is potentially you could take it to the next level.
Okay.
And so what big media company have bought you is a telephone message book.
Yes.
And there's no carbon required. I don't know what that means.
The old spiral. Wow.
Copies it
Copies
through.
it, but it looks like there is.
And do you sort of tear it
no
off?
carbon required because it's so. I feel like you would have that. You still run your accounts through these.
I've never run my accounts, but it would have been looking a bit like that if I had.
Spirax
It's like
notebook.
the old invoice book. You'd draw it out. You'd give them the
Yes.
good copy. You keep the
And
shitty
you tear
old.
it off.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'll be doing.
This is Derek's zero.
This is the new analog one, handmade by a hipster in Brunswick.
So this is good.
$80.
So what you could do, Pete, is you could say, so your voicemail, you need to fix that up.
Yeah, you've already
Because
given
you're
that
right.
feedback.
What is it?
I don't know. I recorded it about
I
8
think-
years ago.
You've definitely. It's the one where it's getting very meta because you don't say you've reached Pete. I think it's like you've reached Peter Shepard's phone. As if like, it's like real.
person.
Yeah.
Back when home phones were a thing, maybe,
Yeah,
when I
exactly.
recorded it. Yeah, just
And
to
so
clarify.
anyway, you can put your to and from. You put the details, their telephone, their mobile, their fax, their email, and then you can tick whether you're going to ring them back.
Okay.
What's the difference
Usually
between?
no.
They'll ring back. You need to please ring, or they called in. So you can even have it at the Commons if someone calls in. You could use that. So there you go.
But
And
you
it's
would
got-
panic if you called someone and they weren't ready for the phone call.
Oh, absolutely. I
so-
need to message them to tee up, make sure they're ready for
Are
the
you
phone.
available?
2020, Pete, are you...
I like it.
Bringing up to scratch, when you've been on the show this year, you've told us that you don't like speaking on the phone.
Yeah, I've
20
since found out there's quite a few people that have that same phobia of speaking on the phone.
Yeah,
So-
I mean, weirdness attracts weirdness like
Other
it
weirdness,
creates
yeah.
like that.
Who? Name one person.
I mean, I can't recite that. But it was a workshop I ran. I did the question. This is relevant to the episode this week. I asked the question of like, what's a quirk you have as like an icebreaker? And someone
Really?
said, I'm afraid of telephone calls. And I was like, yes.
What
me
year
too.
were they born?
They would have been probably similar age. So 80, 88, 89, I would say.
There's a dog here.
The reindeer has arrived, everybody.
Oh, the
Come into
reindeer.
shot. Get into
Oh,
shot.
that's
Get
perfect.
in.
Nearly in.
Abby.
So
Abby the
2020,
reindeer.
you're going to lean into more phone calls?
I think so, yeah. I've since discovered that it reduces a lot of friction when you're trying to organise things. Yeah. It's actually quite convenient.
Whatever.
I mean, great invention that happened 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 100?
I don't know.
There was
You
a
panicked.
Within I was going to say hundreds.
Yonks would cover it. Yonks.
She likes the
Yeah.
phone
100?
book.
Yonks.
It got to be 100.
Has to be, yeah. Anyway, but like Josh, you take it to the next extreme. I got a phone call from Josh the other day after I reacted to his Instagram story, and he said,
You had to.
"Hey, I'm doing this new thing where I call everyone that reacts to my Instagram story."
That's good.
Oh, okay, fine.
No, it's good. It just gives people like a.
Is this exposure therapy?
Yeah, but also you know that people are gonna if they've just responded, if they've reacted to something, you know they're on their
Well,
phone.
so this was the thing. I thought about not answering it, and then I was like, "Oh, I just reacted to his
knows.
story. He
So
knows I'm right here."
So I called a mate yesterday, and he didn't answer, but instantly texted back. And it
I
was
would do
like
that. Yeah.
started the dialogue just through text. Is that him just being a similar version?
Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, just like can't talk right now. What do you want? What do you want?
What do you think the person's thinking? Because I immediately go, why the fuck didn't you answer? You could have like just spoken to me about this, and we would have sealed off the whole conversation.
Could be in the toilet.
Yeah, I would have thought they'd be on the
In
toilet.
the toilet. Yeah, it could be like the
Yeah, just but,
Can't just call.
but Derek Scooter
Here we
just
go.
loves.
Being under the bus. That's what we like.
No, he presses. Sometimes it'll go completely silent, and I'm like, "Are you there?" And then he like
while on the phone.
Yeah, no, like I'm like, are you still there? And it just takes like 2 seconds, and then you hear him, and it's like echo. He's like, yeah, no, I'm just muting between
flush.
plops.
Mute to flush.
I think what you said was muting between plops. So that's
No, never.
That's
right,
my worst
never.
nightmare. Scooter.
Next
I
present.
mute to flush.
mute to flush.
Jeez.
Okay,
Thanks for the
mute to
phone book,
flush,
though.
yeah.
I'm happy with that.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
here we go.
Wow.
Here's the next
Right.
present.
Next
Right.
present. Here we
Whoa,
go.
oh, it's a big one.
So this is an interesting one because this was more for the, when you go shopping and you end up buying shit that you just want but you don't know who it's for. This
Yes.
is one of these. So this is
Josh.
this. We've talked about what was that?
Dr. Dreadful.
Dr. Dreadful. Which was the
in the
thing that
day.
gave me
Oh.
asthma, but it's a sciencey thing, and you make
You used
food.
to be able to make
with it.
worms
Yeah,
and
that was
like
disgusting
drinks.
when you think about
So
it.
this is a
they
team-
did a recall because it was causing asthma.
Of course.
Kids.
Yeah.
Because of the blue, but this is really for all of us to use. I think in the new year we could
Wow.
open it, but it's so it's for all of us. So everyone, give it a hold. It's the totally,
Totally
disgusting
Wow.
science.
She
you go.
looks.
Describe,
Just-
Gemma. What do you see? What do you see? Read the second
It's,
tagline.
okay.
What does
It says stuffed with 7 disgusting and revolting science projects. Do you think disgusting and revolting are two different categories,
I
or
think
they're all
potentially.
ticking
It's
both
read that orange
boxes? Make your own digestive system, glowing snot, fart-powered explosion, and more. Who's writing the copy
Great
for this?
copyright.
Is
Great
mine.
So
copyright.
Is it edible? That's
my
what
God.
I
$22.95.
Good use of
Wow,
exclamation
really?
marks.
Is that how much it was?
How much did you pay?
It's a bit.
No, but
Is that on the company card?
You stole it.
It was.
Harry authorised it.
Yeah, happy Harry's
Happy
over.
Harry.
Harry's actually our
I
accountant
miss
now.
him.
No, but actually, interestingly, they didn't have prices on heaps of stuff. And they were at the post office. Like, I got in there, like, first thing in the morning, 9 a.m. And there's already heaps of people. And I'd read the reviews of the post office before I went in because I was
Oh my
like...
God, I thought you were going to say
wow.
I'd read the reviews of the product.
No, because I just walked around. But when I went into the post office, there were all these people that had cards, like a card to come and collect your thing. And they got it on Friday. And they were basically, all the people from Ozpost are like, oh, we've got like 200 packages we still need to sort out the back.
Wow.
Jesus.
So we can't give them to you yet. And people were absolutely
be
crazy
right.
as shit.
Losing their mind,
But I was the
yeah.
only
Wouldn't have
person...
it on my sleigh.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. It's still in character, Santa. If you're not watching the video, Derek is dressed up in a Santa
He looks
costume that
lovely.
Gemma brought.
Full Santa.
Yeah, why I only... It doesn't matter.
He's ready for holidays because he's got his pineapple shirt on as well.
Summer Santa.
I'm all set.
But I was the only person that was buying stuff, and when I finally got to the front of the line, it's like they'd never processed anything outside of a letter before,
Yeah.
and they were asking me for the prices for everything. And then there was someone next to me who bought something, and the lady's like, "Hey, is Simon here? Like, do you know what this price is?" And the guy looked at it, he's like, "Oh, that's $19.95." Like, just making up
Just
numbers.
making numbers up, yeah.
So that's what I've done here. So that's a group present for all of us.
I'm happy with
We're
that.
so
Here we go.
lucky.
Oh, hello.
Here we go. Here's
This has got
another.
to be for Gemma. Hang on.
No, that's Mason's ball.
What
So
on earth
this
is
is
that?
Not sure what
this
that
is
Some
a
sort of massager?
this is a massage stick.
It's,
it's telescopic
It looks
too.
like it's on a selfie stick,
Telescopic.
so it's you can extend
a
it.
back scratcher of sorts.
There'd be a different thing, I think, a back scratcher.
That looks
because
like a massage
Must have tiny
beads.
batteries. Look at that tiny.
Derek, that is for you. Because I know that obviously you spend a lot of time
on the sleigh.
on the sleigh.
This is good.
Can you go to the
Talk
next
us
one,
through it.
Derek, please?
How is it?
What else?
No.
Well, how is it?
My hand's busy.
All right,
That's fantastic.
Yeah,
Thank
so
you,
there you go.
Sam.
No
Mason, get
worries.
your hand out of his sack.
Okay, here we go. A lot of sack gear. Oh,
he's grabbed them all.
They're the vouchers. We'll do that as a
wonder.
final thing. Here we go. So here is the back
So that's
scratcher.
the back scratcher.
we're talking about. And so this is for you, Pete.
Oh, it's also
And
a telescopic.
So you can scratch your back, whatever you like.
Whatever you like.
But,
Do you think there's someone out there that actually uses back
Sits there at their
scratchers
desk
daily?
and goes, "Oh
It's just,
yeah, that's the stuff."
I mean, it's a bit of a quirk to use a shoehorn as well.
Oh, absolutely. Do people use those?
shoehorn, yeah.
I use a shoe.
Really?
Yeah.
For what?
Shoes.
The posher that you are, the more you're
Boots.
likely to use one because leather doesn't.
Exactly.
just-
Thank
Really?
you.
Doesn't
The
have a look.
Asics I just replace every 6 months.
No, for boots.
Yeah, okay.
Specific shoes.
My Connies come on and off pretty easy.
So there we go. So there's a
Assuming you mean
go back
Converse.
in there,
There you go.
Yes.
Scooter.
Sorry, Converse for those playing at home.
It's too much labour in a back scratcher.
Here we go.
It's actually annoying.
Yeah, it's
All
like
right. So this is. How do you? Actually, I'll give it to Jem first. This is for you,
As
Jem.
soon as I saw
got
that,
some
I
sort
know.
of
So
who
it
this
is a
for.
flask, and it says, "Hold on, I need to drink about it."
Funny. And it's pink.
It's pink.
That's on brand.
$12.95.
Yes, $12.95.
What's wild is I don't own a flask.
Really?
I'm
That
usually
is
very
wild.
like
You just bring the bottle.
out and proud about my drinking.
So is the how do you spell flask?
FLASK.
Yeah. So the thing is, the guy was trying to find it in the system, and he was like
Oh, we're opening it.
FLUSK.
I don't know why.
Flask. Yeah, so he was spelling it wrong, but I didn't
getting
read it.
flustered.
But, so there you go.
I love
Jeffrey's
it.
got a
Thank you
flask.
so much.
No
Will you
worries.
actually
What would
use
be
that?
what would the drink
Absolutely.
of choice in there? What would you put in there?
Malibu.
Yuck. No.
I've got
what is
standards.
Malibu? What
I'm
is
going
Malibu?
for a real tequila phase in
Okay.
my
Oh,
life.
There you go.
Flavoured tequila or just
No,
straight?
the good shit with the worm in the bottle.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 All right, and now,
But I don't discriminate.
okay.
Tequila's
All
tequila.
right, here we go, and this
Oh,
is
yes.
this is for Mr. 97.
Could be
He
good.
plays
Woo!
for
Has it
when he.
happened?
No, it hasn't. No, it's in preparation. Too early.
Good luck, Seb.
It's parents encouraging their son
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go
We'll be
for
on
their
our P's
license.
at the
Great.
same
Yeah,
time.
that's
Isn't
great.
that fun?
A lot of nostalgia
So,
looking
mate,
at those.
Mr. 97 hasn't got his
I've
license
still got
yet.
mine.
No.
He's the only
I've
one
got
in the
my
group.
green
Great.
piece. Yeah, I've
And
only
then
got my
also,
license for
it
18
wouldn't be a
months.
Gronk move without a voucher too. So we've got you all
Oh, Amazon.
Amazon
Oh,
vouchers.
nice.
This is
as well.
legit.
There you
Oh,
go.
goodness
so you could
me.
buy a book
Look
or
out.
something like that.
To
There
be
you
fair, I
go.
prefer
There you
the
go.
flask,
There you
but
go.
And, you may find there's actually no money on it. He just took it
Yeah,
off.
yeah,
Not to
yeah.
get
That is a
charged.
great idea.
I
Grab
was-
a
I
handful
would-
at Bunnings.
The thing is,
Get your content.
the Gronks that I was posting, I was
love
making
this.
sure they were scanning
Oh,
those
that's a good
things
idea.
because you know that if they don't scan it,
It's
I'm guessing
void.
they
Really?
don't work.
Have you bought anything from Amazon before, Gemma?
I don't know.
I
I've
haven't.
bought things from everywhere, so it's hard
yeah, I
to
guess you're an
say.
online shopper.
It's just a
Oh,
shopper.
well, Pete's,
Pete?
Pete's just moved, and you've been doing a lot of e-com.
Really dialed in on Black Friday. I took advantage.
He's waiting for
What did you
Boxing
buy?
Day now.
And now I'm now waiting for
You
Boxing
going
Day.
to buy a TV?
Yeah, I think so. I need to get your advice on that.
Okay,
Actually,
yeah, sure, yeah.
We can take that offline. So I bought, just stuff like a chopping block, knife set, saucepans, bed
Essentials.
linen, towels, everything. I just-
Couch.
yeah.
Do you get good linen? That's important.
Yeah, Sheridan.
Yes.
How many
Should approve.
Yes.
500 thread count. All that kind of stuff.
Sheets are always on sale, aren't they?
Yeah, the Sheridan outlet I recommend online. It's great. Yeah.
I'm very fancy.
So yeah.
So you do you want to bring
Oh
in
my
Rick?
God. It's not Santa, but someone else.
Speaking
Is
of
Rick
drinking,
there? Rick,
I think he's gone.
he's
done the hand delivery.
So
There's a
he's
bottle
hand
of
delivered
Christmas.
a bottle of what is this?
Crosser, vintage, 2013.
Champagne.
Champagne.
Piccadilly Valley.
Try to
wherever
let
that
Gemma
is.
say it properly.
Our resident.
Nah.
What's it called?
She can only do it with the slur.
Yes, truly.
Grapes were hand-picked before chilling and a whole bunch pressing.
Is there any way of knowing from a label whether something's a good bottle?
Price.
Like,
Yeah,
how do you
I mean,
know?
See,
When it comes
mine.
to wine,
Region. I think
Yeah.
it's region.
Yeah, but then what grapes were good in what year
So
is
it's
going to vary
region-
from place to place.
Region and year. You need
Yeah.
you need to know. Oh, in 2014 it was a great year in Margaret River.
Yeah.
In which case, if you find a Margaret River wine from, I'm speaking very out of school here.
My parents
in
are very good at
2014,
it. Shut
then you
up
could
then,
just
Pete.
lean in. Isn't that what this whole show is about? Speaking out of school.
No, never out of school.
Jill,
Jill
Watts worked for a wine wholesaler for many, many years, and
Really?
she used to watch them write like the description on the label about what flavors are in it. They would just make things up.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then maybe it is price.
No. It is the year and the region, but the bit where it's like flavors of passion fruit.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah,
it's
all that
because the
bullshit.
year is like
Essence of
based on the
trawler
conditions,
Yeah.
which was ideal for growing the grapes and all that sort
As
of
a
thing.
fellow copywriter, you're outing your colleagues.
Yes, yes, I am.
Jesus.
And your mum.
Hi, Amy.
Mr. 97, I know that you've kindly organised this. I saw you looking in your phone at a list of things. Is there anything that you wanted to bring?
Any admin that you need to go through?
Yeah,
or no?
is there anything?
Bit of
you-
Christmas admin.
List of things.
Great
I don't know, I
chat.
just saw.
Oh no, that was a list of episode numbers.
So he's just doing his admin. Do you want me to open this bottle for you guys?
Yeah, pop it open.
All right. We can. First bottle being popped on the show.
It's my favourite noise.
Do you want to do
Really?
it?
No, I don't do it.
Don't do that.
Never.
My favourite eye injury.
Is it
Yeah,
okay
you're
for you to
afraid
do
of
it?
phone
No.
calls. I'm afraid of opening champagne.
Really?
I reckon it'd be quite good.
I'm
Let me
someone
do
that
it.
drinks so
Yeah,
much.
I could see you getting around the theatre of it.
I love the attention, but I just
Can I mic it up?
All right, here we go.
I'm not
All
going
right.
to pop it.
I just know this is how
Okay,
I'll
so he's-
die.
I can pop it towards the camera.
Okay, popping it towards.
Here we go.
Just pop it
Here
towards the
goes.
light.
The light.
Yeah, yeah.
Be pretty
Oh,
effective.
here we go. So
Make
it's
space.
Be so
Here we
annoying.
go,
is it
Oh, the
going to go
mic's
everywhere
really
or no?
so
Is Rick?
I don't know.
Here we go. So it's it's being decompressed.
It's coming.
It's a cork.
Here it
So the
comes.
classic. The tension is absolutely.
Hey,
There we go. Oh my eye. Good gear.
There you go.
Oh, that smells good, doesn't it?
That means it's
That was
posh
a
too.
solid
just
explosion
goes-
of champagne.
Oh, really?
No, it's
Does
a
that mean,
good
oh,
gin.
look, there's a. So it's all about putting it on the glass as soon as possible, right? To avoid the head.
There's
So
lots.
that's why you put it on an angle.
Has anyone
Yeah,
done
sure.
that? What do you call it when
Thank
you
you.
shave it off with the sword of the champagne? Have you ever
Yeah,
done that?
I've actually done that.
Have you? Yeah.
I much prefer doing that. I don't have a sword on me.
Cutting off. It cuts off
You know
the
how
glass.
people do that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you actually...
You do it at the
It
races in
actually
the
cuts like a thing,
marquee.
the whole entire top of the bottle off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun.
It looks dangerous.
It is.
Remarkably dangerous.
They let you do it at the races in the marquee, and they have like a purpose-built plastic room.
Things that
Right,
they
who
let
wants
you do.
one?
Yeah.
Seven.
Peter, you going to have one?
Yeah, I'll have one.
Yeah, Peter.
Of course.
Yeah.
Sure. Cheers. It's
Scooter,
Christmas.
what
Yeah,
would you
mate.
get
Unlike
for
that
Christmas?
time at Salona
when you were
when
a
I was
kid, like what was the best
Cocktail.
Back in
Christmas
the old
present?
days, what did you get?
Yeah, did you get a yo-yo?
1985. Talk us through it.
85, I was a grown man, so
Yeah.
probably
Really?
have to go a bit before that.
So wild.
Christmas morning was always exciting, and I remember getting a big Jim sports camper,
What is
which
that?
was a male
Jim.
dolly's
Thank you.
camping truck, like a plastic, like
Oh,
a
like
Barbie.
a Barbie dream house.
Yeah. But the big Jim
I
was a
miss
pretty
having
cool
Barbie
guy,
dolls.
and you could press a button on his back, and he'd do a karate chop and stuff like that.
Wow.
Oh.
So I got a sports camper, and I remember that being $22, and it wasn't meant to be. No, I don't want one, thanks.
Oh,
Yeah,
you can
there's
have
only
one.
4 glasses anyway, so Santa's been
Cheers,
barred.
Cheers,
I have had a
cheers,
big
cheers,
Very
cheers,
happy.
as you know.
Cheers,
Cheers.
cheers, cheers, cheers.
Oh, we've had a
no,
spillage.
I'm eroding
We've had a
down.
spillage.
Gavin, help me out.
Right, what have you done?
With all these clothes, like
Oh, yeah.
when do you have to take clothes to dry cleaners? I've never owned clothes.
What do you
that require-
mean?
Well, when is it a dry cleaner job versus just a washing machine?
Depends.
Always.
You
Yeah.
can't clean that. You don't put your jacket through the washing machine.
Always.
You could potentially cold hand wash. I'll do it. I love doing the washing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I really enjoy cold hand washing.
There's
Oh,
a
really?
quirk. That's a quirk.
Where do you have a good laundry sink?
Yeah, it's like a trough.
Okay,
It's been there since the house was built, which is when my dad was 11 and he's now 72.
that is sweet.
Hmm.
So dry cleaning,
Yeah.
I refuse to iron. So if you've got a suit or a nice shirt like you're wearing now, I'd always dry clean.
A lot
That's
of my
my
stuff's
rule.
dry
Even a
clean
shirt.
only because I'm
Because
fancy.
they iron
Yeah,
it for you, mate.
because they
It's ready
iron
for
it for
next
you.
day.
It's
Yeah.
mainly the ironing is what I'm paying for.
So they
when
steam it.
whenever I go away, I'll get the wash, fold and dry or whatever. Wash, dry and fold.
Oh, when you're away overseas.
It's very
Yeah.
good.
It's great, isn't
In
it?
the US, it's extreme. North Carolina, the tip was more than the actual, like the clothes to do
It's
it.
great when you're in Southeast Asia. It's like $1 a kilo or something of washing. It's outrageous. Which is talking about privilege. You just got like here's 3 kilos of washing.
You just brought stuff from
Jocks,
home.
socks, and, here's $3.
Yeah,
Like, it's
Pete actually
terrible.
goes to Phuket just to wash his clothes.
It's cheaper. Yeah.
That's part of the Life Hackers Club. Seb's taught me that.
Yeah, I'm joining that one
How
for
many
sure.
Sebs taught me
Are
that
you
trick?
talking about the baggies and the... Did you have a guest on your show talking about...
Oh, flying to Mexico. It's cheaper to fly to Mexico to do 5 bags of Coke than it is to have it
Yeah.
here in Australia.
So let's soften that up and
Got some
do our
cousins I
laundry
could
in
ask
Phuket.
about.
Well, there's I know people that go to Vietnam to get suits made because that's cheaper than getting them
Because they
tailor
could
made
get
here.
drugs.
I think it's for sex. It's all of the above.
They told me it was for suits. I don't know.
Josh, the great tradition for having something that's meant to be dry cleaned is make all your decisions, no matter how wasted you are, and I know it's not going to be a problem in your case.
Sure.
Well, maybe after that.
Neither.
No matter how wasted you are, you really have to make that assessment when you come home and hang that baby back up. And really think through
I'll
what you
dry clean
spilt on
this,
it.
yeah.
Because you don't want to forget and pull
No,
that suit out
Yeah.
for a funeral
Yeah.
and go, oh, I forgot about the funeral.
It's usually halfway through the night when you're on the dance floor and you go, don't worry, I'll just get it dry cleaned. It'll be fine.
Make notes.
I've got to get a
Make
lot of
notes if you
things
have
dry
to.
cleaned for that reason because everything's covered in champagne and fake tan.
Yeah.
The
also the
essence
colour.
of my life.
But if you happen to get one that's, you come home and you go, that was a bit of a dud wedding and nothing dramatic happened, you beauty. Zip it back up in the thing and hope for the best.
Well, that's what I was hoping for. I gave Bree my jacket over the weekend because it was cold outside. Yeah, it was cold
What a
outside.
honey.
What a gentleman.
I know, it was,
What a
it's quite a
gentleman.
move. And the
You
thing is,
deserve
I was
one,
with,
Gun.
there was my mate whose wife was also cold, but I did the move first.
Oh,
And so
you
then she
nailed
was
it.
like, he's like, oh, do you want my jumper? And she's like, you weren't fucking giving it to me. I was like, yeah, he wasn't. But yeah, so I won that one. But but then
Entangled.
Bree said, oh, so when I was wearing it, someone spilt some alcohol on me. So now I am slightly concerned potentially somewhere there is booze.
On this jacket.
Well, if you leave
on
it
this
long enough,
jacket.
it should dry out and
depends
not
on the
smell.
booze.
It's a nice looking jacket though.
Yeah, rod and gun. No, it's quite
But there's colours. It's
I've heard
white
of it.
shirts. White shirts are the killer.
Oh yeah, or if you got a tux or something and
You
you got
need
the
to
white
get them
shirt.
clean.
I wear a
yeah.
lot of silk because I'm fancy, so that's,
Oh, is that good?
Yeah,
Is
me
silk
too.
good for that? I guess if you
You
drop
can
it.
cold hand wash silk because silk's existed for longer than dry cleaning has.
But what about like like greasy foods. I guess if you got hot
Nah,
chips on
dry
them, it'd
clean.
be
Get it
for
dry
silk.
cleaned.
You don't eat hot
Yeah.
chips when you're wearing your silks.
Jem does. Jem definitely would.
Always.
Dim
What do you
Sims.
think I'm doing on the way home?
A little bib or something.
Does anyone still use lay-by?
I wouldn't
No,
have
I
thought
guess
I've
people are
never
using,
ever used lay-by in my life.
Neither.
What's the new thing?
Afterpay.
I've never
Which
done
is
that either. I just,
Terrible. It's such a
if
bad
I
idea.
can't afford
Which?
something, I just don't
It-
get
well,
it.
Kind of
the
both of
rage.
them. They just
Afterpay and
just-
lay-by.
It's like incentivizing consumerism when people can't afford it.
Because you can afterpay like Botox now. There's a whole thing with that because now these young girls are like, oh, I can't afford it now, but it's fine.
And it's an investment.
Afterpay.
It's their
That's
super.
good to know.
Yeah.
2020, anything, Gemma? We haven't spoken. That you want to sort of...
I'm gonna go back to dancing. That's my New Year's resolution.
Wow.
Nah, I just want to go back to like classes.
High five.
Oh,
Is this just
Yeah.
five? Yeah, related.
Yeah.
Is it related?
What about bar?
Not full-time.
No,
I can imagine you getting into bar.
I love bar,
What does
Yeah.
that mean?
but I did like ballet. I did pointe.
That's why I said, yeah.
Yeah.
What is- I
Well,
don't
bar
know.
is like
Bar
there
is
is
like
a.
exercise.
Is it called a bar
Stretching.
because there's a bar?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's BARRE.
Yeah.
How I
Oh.
built this, there was
Yeah,
an
it's
episode.
French.
There's an
See that?
American business that they made. Yeah, they franchised the shit out of these. It's
Really?
over in the States, bar, and it's all about
You can do it here.
Like a Soul Cycle equivalent, but for dancing.
that
Yeah.
style.
yeah,
Yeah,
right. Okay.
What about cultures? Polish dancing's apparently taking off.
Really?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, there's a place on Easy Street upstairs. Just says pole dancing.
That's very
Spend a bit of time in there.
That's very funny. No,
So-
There
actually,
was one next to the old
yeah,
studio,
that's
wasn't
exactly
it?
where it was.
Yeah.
It was above, wasn't it? Oh, no, it was next door.
No, it was
That was
literally
next door.
So you're
Next
gonna
door.
have you got your place where you're gonna go to?
I'm going to go back to the space. I used to go
Oh,
there
yeah,
all the
that's a good-
time. Yeah.
That's good. I used to go there.
And my other New Year's resolution is to stop wearing the same lipstick every day because I've got like thousands of them just sitting there.
Mix it up.
Yeah.
What colour are you rocking?
Oh, at the moment I've got a lot of Charlotte Tilbury ones because they're like my faves.
Yeah.
But I just
Well,
I've got drawers
the
full.
thing about a lip gloss is you don't want it to be too glossy, and you want it not to change. No, but also,
Yeah.
you also don't want it to change the colour of whatever you put on top.
You mean underneath?
Josh Janssen.
Underneath,
gloss
I
is
know-
the last.
no, I was watching an Insta story that was that lip gloss that you were describing? Or
No,
did
that
I
was
think-
balm. So
Balm,
I
sorry.
start with a balm as like prep. But
Yeah.
well done.
Yeah,
That's very good.
did
So,
pretty
so
good.
the
Good
idea of
recall.
a balm is you want
The
two
balm's
things.
like your conditioner.
Yeah, you don't want it to be too glossy. You don't want the colour to sort of intrude on your top layer.
Wow. I do a scrub and then I do a balm and then I put lipstick on and then gloss.
Okay, there's a lot of.
Yeah.
I just thought there was lipstick.
So it's pizza.
I'm
That's
rattled.
pizza routine.
I'm rattled. Yeah.
Pete, is there ever any blow ups at family time?
No, pretty good actually.
Like Christmas
ours.
time?
Yeah, ours is sort of a bit of a happy family type
That's
vibe.
good.
There's a lot of noise. A lot of the
Yucky.
shepherds like to talk and
Oh, really?
talk at each other and don't listen. So
Drinking,
a lot of
heavy
people,
drinking,
Sounds like-
or
a lot of red wine. Yeah, quite a bit of swirling of the red wine.
Oh, really?
I wouldn't say it's too heavy. We usually go for a swim in the afternoon.
Oh, that's
drunk
nice.
Yeah, down at the beach. Yeah, it's actually so. There's usually a couple of people that haven't drank,
Oh, I
and the
might
rest
do
of us
Christmas
all
with your family
come
this year.
running
That
into the
sounds
water.
nice.
Only pretty shallow because it's dangerous because we've
Yeah.
been drinking. But it's actually quite refreshing in the afternoon after you've had 3 servings of pudding and 5 red wines.
Oh,
It's
I'm going
nice.
to come with you guys this year.
Come down to Ocean Grove. Everyone's welcome.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd
lovely.
be fun. Maybe next year.
Sevs, is there drinking at your day? I know you know.
Mum and Dad will have a drink.
They
Dad will
will?
have a beer. Maybe Sam might have a cider. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about you? This is your second glass of champagne ever.
What do you think?
How are you feeling
Not
about
too
it?
keen on
Can
it.
you
Really?
scull it
Takes
at
a
least?
while.
I
Well,
can't-
no, David Scott. I think
You're
it's
going to
it
get on the
tastes
mugs
It's a
next
delicious-
week.
Yeah, it tastes. He's just
Give
taking a sip.
us, tell us the flavour profile, please.
What do you actually
What are you
taste?
noticing?
It's a nice initial taste.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Uh-oh.
fruity.
And then what happens?
There's a butt coming.
I don't know, just
What's the aftertaste?
Not
a
going
bit
there.
bitter. I don't know.
I don't get it. What's Derek saying?
He said there's a butt coming. Just have to keep quiet.
Careful, Santa.
Sorry.
Santa's out of control. You were talking, Derek, you were excited on Sunday. We talked about the clubs. Tommy's got his adventure club. I've got my book club. Miss 97's got his life hacker club.
I've got
I wanna
the
join
things
all
we
three.
don't normally. Shush in front. It's a lovely moment.
This is a snippet.
Scooter Detox.
This is a snippet.
Scooter Detox.
Okay, edit. All right, here we go.
Go, Derek.
Things we don't normally do club.
Oh, yeah.
Been going for decades.
Is that actually a club?
It's a state of mind. It's a state of mind, and I want Sevs to be in it. And I
Okay.
think he is. I think he already. I was excited when he said Life Hacker Club because your description of it is exactly the same. And
Could you just
keep
talk
doing
me
it.
through it? Things we don't usually do.
You just go. You just consistently go and do something that you don't normally do.
What's
I'm
an
not
example?
talking
It's like a
about
bit of a random
freaking
club.
skydiving and stuff
Right,
like
like
that.
something a bit random.
Just go. Yeah,
What's
it's a
that
bit
for you?
random. Probably sitting in Baldwin on Christmas Day,
Hope the kids are
dressed
okay.
as sort of half as Santa.
Half as
Yeah,
Santa.
yeah.
This
You
is-
look like you've been bullied into it.
But I was pulling into Baldwin. I'm early, right? A little bit early,
Oh.
as I always am.
Sorry
very
that we
careful.
were late.
That's all right. And
You
I
were gonna
pulled
create
in
an
and I
excuse.
saw Sev's Aldi.
Oh
And I went, I'd be all over Aldi. And I thought, what does a posh area Aldi look like?
Yeah. Did you go in?
Yeah, I went, so I pulled in the little van. And there's a lot of old people around. And pulled in there and they do the look back. I was in my little Town Ace, 99 Town Ace.
Not dressed as Santa.
And when you park and people the old people, they get out of their cars, the little Mercs and stuff, and you can see them, they keep looking back to see if you're going to smash their car or something like that. Like that feeling. And I went in there and I thought, I went in to get some mints because my breath is appalling, right?
Oh, you don't
I noticed.
It's so bad right now.
Why is it bad?
I don't know, but it doesn't matter. But I went to...
It does.
Real men eat ass.
and then I just lost my mind. It must be the Santa vibe. And Tommy, can you grab that bag for me? Speaking
yes.
of magnificent sacks.
Here's an Audi sack.
And I got some stuff.
Did I hear that correctly?
Now,
You go.
So Santa's got his
Santa
sack.
thought, I thought they're going to bloody dress me as Santa
Yeah.
because I'm, over 80 kilos.
Yeah.
That's actually not
Only
why we
just.
did it.
Only just.
I'm over 80.
Only just.
That was a joke. But I got some prezzies.
Oh, you got
from-
prezzies too. Oh.
I got prezzies from Sev's Aldi, which made it very special. And that was...
That's also my
but I
Aldi,
don't
thank you.
normally go.
So this is the random
But
club
it
that
is
you're
beautiful.
describing.
Like,
Did you wrap these?
Baldwin, yeah. I
I'm
bought some
so
wrapping
annoyed that you
paper.
called it
I opened the side of the
done more
van
than
and
we
I
did.
rolled them up. I bought sticky tape and didn't open it.
Okay.
Why are you calling
who-
it Sev's
this
Aldi?
is
It's
for-
Is this a
mine.
random
So who's
dip?
this for?
This is for Watto.
Okay, great.
I prefer Watsy, but that's
Watsy,
fine.
what-
Thank you very
You
much.
don't get to choose. So, this is the prezzie that everyone gets when no one has a clue
Favourite.
I know
what
it.
you would want.
Have we done this?
It's
But I
also
reckon
celebration.
it's home brand
I'm
favourite.
a bit further than
I'm
favourites.
so
They sell
hard
Can I
to
guess
buy
what it is?
for.
Can I guess what it is? or
Ferrero
no?
Go on,
Rocher.
I was
go.
going to say, is it fruitcake?
Did you get
No.
from the
Ferrero
middle
Rocher.
aisle?
I think
It's
fruitcake's
Ferrero
cool.
Rocher.
Did you get it from the
Fruitcake's
middle aisle?
the
It's Ferrero
best.
Rocher.
No,
Oh.
I don't
Before
reckon they sell that
Go
shit.
back in history to before
Toblerone.
Ferrero Rocher.
Roses.
Oh, shortbread.
Shortbread.
The King of Kings.
Yeah, wow.
Very good.
King
And
of Kings.
For whoever's got
in a
everything.
festive tin.
No, but put it on the ground and wobble it. It's got a special
Do you remember
flavour.
Roses?
As soon as
Yeah,
I wobbled
Roses
it,
Back in the day?
Yeah.
Roses
I
was
had
like
to
the...
have it.
Rose is owned by Cadbury now, maybe?
What about shells?
There's more
They were
things.
like, you know, there were
Oh,
shells.
yeah.
I do remember
That
those.
was my auntie.
I always ate them in Blair Gowrie. Like, I could only have them near the beach.
Mr.
Has to be
96.
Blair Gowrie.
Okay. Here you go,
Here we go,
Seb.
Sebs. What do we got?
So
You've
it's
all
got a
done a
little
sterling
one.
job. I'm
take
very
that.
hard to buy for.
I used to play a game years ago.
Great.
Used to play a game years ago, and we'd roll down all crusty and go into Chadstone, and everyone would just have to split up and meet again in an hour in the food court for Timmy's. And your budget was $5 each, and we'd
Like
have a
it.
little Kris Kringle Christmas
Love it.
Like
in
it.
whatever month it was. It didn't matter.
Here we go.
So for a fine
Sunscreen.
Yay!
sunscreen,
This is so good.
Oh, I'm so. Is it 50 plus?
Yes.
Broad spectrum.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's the
Are they the
broad
criteria?
spectrum?
every
What's the broad
producer
spectrum?
must have
How do you feel
sunscreen
about
for
the
their
mist spray?
talent.
So,
We'll
say that again.
In your little
Just
bag.
having a side conversation.
I tried to find one.
Forget
You can
there
get
are
sunscreen
microphones.
with little key rings, so you can clip it
Yeah.
on like a proper producer, and make sure your talent. If you're filming somewhere, and
They're
you
all
can always
sunsmart.
offer them sunscreen.
Oh, this is great.
All right.
Okay, here we go. We're still going, Tommy.
All right. I love that you know what's what because they all look like scrunched up
like
paper.
champagne.
I know whose beauty
Memorised.
presents
I
are
was
whose.
very
Alright,
careful
this-
to feel everything.
This feels like there's all bits and bobs inside of this. No, it's just cash.
Just cash for
Money
Tom.
coin.
Yes. Chocolate coins.
Fuck yeah, my
Nice.
wife loves these, so
I like anything shiny.
Shiny coins.
thanks, Desmond.
Oh, they are
Now
so
you're in
good.
the
I don't know
rich
if that comes
suburbs.
across in
Oh,
my
yeah.
And it's
As
personality.
much
also an
coin as
Aldi
possible.
chocolate, so it's probably quite good. And their coins are normally shitty chocolate, but I reckon Aldi.
Yeah, who makes this?
Baby JJ.
Oh, thank you. Hang on.
This is-
Finish.
well,
Let
this
me
is-
just go on my drink.
Oh my good lord!
That's not
Catch
the
this.
I just
This is going to get hectic.
Do you reckon I can still drive?
No.
Yes.
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 I can't.
What if I have 4 more?
Do you reckon you can still host a podcast?
No, here we go.
What do we got, JJ?
All right, so I'm opening it. Oh, there's a lot of layers. This is good. This is good. Oh, yeah, great. It's not food. That's okay.
He looks flat.
It is. No, this is good. A pocket pout knock jokes.
Yes.
This is perfect.
Give us
I
one.
love these. Yeah, I would like to hear them.
I reckon this would have cost $14 at the post office.
Yes.
You got it $3.99. Aldi
maybe
price.
$3.99. It's meant to be $1.99.
Maybe this is the first book of the book club.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh,
Right.
Talk
and
us
so,
through. Could you read us a knock joke? Or?
Yeah, knock.
Who's there?
Goose.
Goose who?
Goosey gander.
I don't get it at all.
Discuss.
Who's there?
Knock.
That's what you get for $3.99.
Who's there?
Ben.
Ben who?
Been away a long time. One more.
At least that's got
Pretty lowbrow.
It's got
Who's
reason.
there?
Butcher.
Butcher who?
Butcher left a leg in. Butcher left a leg out.
Someone just downloaded these from some random.
Was that the hokey pokey?
Is there a person responsible for this, or they've no
I
one's
get it.
claimed it
Butcher
as an
left.
author?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's actually
funny.
it's actually written by Seth Godin. I could imagine
I
Seth
bought it for you
writing-
to rewrite
Yeah.
for us for next year.
Yeah.
That's all right.
We'll do one more just for a bit of fun.
That'd be great.
Knock.
Who's there?
Paul.
Paul who?
Hang on.
You have to flip the
hang on,
page.
Sorry, no. I accidentally.
Oh, this is a disaster.
Here we go. Paul thing. Let me in and I'll comfort you.
They've just—it's a real
Very
stretch, some of these,
lowbrow.
right?
Okay.
Aldi jokes.
Knock.
Who's there?
Lettuce.
Let us who?
Let us in. It's freezing out here.
So that's good.
I
I was
remember that from
expecting
when I
that.
was 6.
Okay.
Knock,
Here you go.
Who's there?
Interrupting cow.
Interrupting. He gets on the
Okay.
champagne.
Jeez.
Bit of.
Obnoxious.
I had
Arrogant.
an explanation. I had a
What do we got here, Scooter D?
I had a
Oh, here we go.
I had a life coach.
We've got this is great. We've got the lactose intolerant guy.
I
whipped
thought
cream.
that-
And you've already had a full
You had
coffee
a coffee.
drink.
And you're lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
He's
And you
shitting
had a
pants
coffee.
already.
Well, I had half of it, yeah, because I felt bad.
Can I have a look at that?
So, what
It
can we
is
do?
not
with-
about
What would you
you
like to do with
having
the
it.
whipped cream? Yeah, what's the idea with the
It's not. No, it's not, Gemma. It's not for kinky reasons.
Bullshit.
I just had I had a
Gemma,
life
open up.
coaching
Come on.
Can I
things we
I'll
don't
I'll
do
do it.
club moment.
Oh, hang on, go closer.
You got to tip it. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is living.
No. This is living. There's whipped cream everywhere. It's
Please
all
do
happening.
it to
Yeah.
it's the thumbnail. We're trying to get the thumbnail.
If I do it, it
Here we
becomes
go.
a very different video.
That's just.
You're going to hold it upside
You've got to have it
down.
upside down.
Upside down.
Mace
Sorry.
on your leg.
And one for Pete.
No,
One for
I'm okay. I'm okay.
It's Pete's present. He's one meant to be doing it for
Yeah.
people.
No, JJ's taken over.
Yeah, good.
It's okay.
He's a professional.
Thanks, man. How is it?
My wife bought some
So,
of that.
did you want to
a couple of
explain?
weeks ago.
Talk me through.
Yeah, and I thought about you because my wife bought some of that
For what?
Same.
to use as cream. You know, people do buy it to use as whipped cream on things, like their
I mean, it is whipped
cheapskates or-
cream, so
for the kids, pancakes or whatever.
yeah.
And the kids got it out, and my wife's grabbed it, and I just went into automatic dad mode and went, hey, none of that. and I just went, what the fuck are you saying, Derek? This is what it's for. So the kids were so confused when I'm going, hey, cut that out. No. And I went, come on, give me that. Let's do it.
Do you refer to yourself in third person often, Derek?
No, never. That was the first time.
That actually tastes good. Like for a lactose, I mean, you can't tell.
But I don't know if
can't
that's
tell
what
it's
it
got
means.
lactose.
No.
No, it's not lactose free.
No, it tastes like. No, it's not lactose.
That's-
It's
oh,
not
then-
lactose.
It's less about the
so that's
taste
the
and
joke
more about
that
what
you-
it does to your insides. Yeah.
Okay. No, because you can get lactose-free milk.
But we've got that kit now, so you can make your own digestive system.
There we
so
go.
should be
And feed
fine.
it Farmdale
Yeah.
whipped cream.
All right, guys. Before we go, we should do a bit of what we're grateful for 2019.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Isn't that Thanksgiving?
No, we're doing it for Christmas.
We're not
Okay.
American either.
What?
I feel like, given we're taking all the American holidays, it's only a matter of time before we end up doing some form
Thanksgiving.
Of,
Yeah.
I like the idea
Thanksgiving.
of Christmas in July. We could
Yeah.
start
Oh,
doing
I do
that.
that.
Should we start doing it as part of the show? Maybe
Yeah,
do a
I
big
think
sort
so.
of event.
Why not?
Any excuse for drinking.
Yeah.
I've had a better
Always.
Christmas in July than a Christmas.
Yeah.
Like, because it was like impromptu. It was like, hey guys, should we do like a get together? It was in July and it was
Yeah.
the best.
Could we do like a proper house party here, Sebs? Like really,
It would be
like
pumping here.
what 80 people? Christmas in July.
Easy. Look at that
Well, we
dance
can get
floor
the
over
stages
here.
going.
We had
Yeah.
45 over on Saturday, and our house is not this big.
Has Rick,
we can do it.
Has Rick got? Did he set up Christmas lights, or did I make that up?
Out front.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I had to put the rest of them on there because it looked. There was only
Bit
one.
povo.
Yeah.
It's okay. No, but I think there's definitely something where we get sort of the whole.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Actually, before we do the gratitude thing, fun fact: I was watching last night how different movies were made. Home Alone.
Yeah.
Guess what the budget for Home Alone was?
Oh, I have no
20 mil.
Nah, it would have been 60.
So back in the day when it was
$500,000.
Nah, so when it was made, most films were sort of around that 60 mil mark. But they actually were told by Warner Brothers, if you can do it for 10 mil, you can do it. Anyway, they put together the budget, and it came in at 14.5 mil. And so they'd hired everyone. They'd actually built their whole set is built in a school gymnasium. They were doing it really
Wow.
cheap. And just the exterior shot was like an actual house. Anyway, they went to Warner and they said, "Hey, this is 14.5 mil." And Warner said, "Hey guys, if you don't get it down to 13.5 mil, we're shutting down the whole production." There's all the people are there, right? There's director of photography, everyone. Anyway, they're like, "Sorry, no, we can't do it." And then Warner's like, shut it all down. So they had to shut it down. They then, at the same time, they then spoke to Paramount.
Wow.
And Paramount said, "How much were you guys asking for?" And they said 14.5 mil. And they said yes. So the next day,
Oh, I love this.
everyone, all the crew were to come back, and they had Paramount T-shirts on their seats. And it's like
sucked in
they went from the payroll
That's outrageous.
of Warner Brothers to Paramount, and it ended up being like a hugely successful
Yeah.
film.
So
Get your
Christmas
grubby
is
mitts off
saved.
our
Yeah,
movie.
Yeah, so they made it for 14.5 mil though.
Great. So I was
Idiot.
close.
Neighbours
What did you
did
say?
that.
20
mil.
20, yeah.
What a
yeah.
story.
Oh,
That happened with Neighbours.
really?
Neighbours started off on Channel 7
God, you have the
for
best
about
stories.
a year or something, or one season, and then they flipped. Was it Channel 10?
Yep.
Channel O? Channel 10?
Well, I guess like Rove.
No, it's on 11 now.
Sorry, what, Derek?
Several of my friends are on it, so I have to pretend I watch
There
it.
was
like
no
it's
Channel 10
Pushed
when
to
I was
the
a kid.
digital channel.
I feel like
Yeah.
20 years ago, everything had
It's on
less
Peach.
numbers. Yeah, less numbers 20 years ago. The phone numbers were less. TV, it was just O rather than 10.
They added the 9 at the beginning when I was a kid, and they.
What was that like, Derek, as a day?
Yeah, what is it? What does
What
it
was
do?
the day like when they add a 9?
I
It was
remember
pretty
when they had
dramatic
the
because
nine.
we were going, "Oh,
What year was
fuck's
it?
sake."
It was
Scooter, when was it?
Spent my whole childhood remembering these phone numbers.
We just got to remember the 9 at the start.
It was in the 90s.
It's
wasn't
one
it?
number,
It wasn't
yeah.
that big a deal.
And so,
People don't like change.
It was the 90s.
Yeah, I don't remember. Yeah, it was.
So we were all.
I remember when
amazed.
they added area because it was 5.2 down in Ocean Grove. They had
Yeah.
added a 5.2 at the start.
what's the most
Yeah.
you've ever paid for a Yellow Pages ad, Derek? Have you ever
About
paid for
$9 grand.
Jesus!
Are you serious?
This is what I fucking hate about the
Yeah,
Yellow Pages.
and also Harvey Norman.
I'm triggered.
They're gone. Derek.
We're meant to be grateful, and Derek's
Watching them die was one of the best pleasures of my life.
Angry Santa here.
Go on, why?
Because it was,
good
they had you by the balls. You had, if you were in business, even a very small business, you had to pay. There was this only one thing you had to do. You had no choice. You had to take an ad in the Yellow Pages.
Why?
But otherwise, you didn't exist.
So how do you feel about
People-
Facebook now?
Yeah, fine.
Said
I
with
don't have a
such
problem with that.
enthusiasm.
It was just diabolical. So that's why I love all this
And
new
so
shit.
$9 grand. Do you remember
I love
the first
it, all of it. I love everything that gives you choices.
the first day that you got rid of your ads? Was it a big impact for you? Were you freaking out when you're like, guys, I'm not spending that anymore?
No, it was the year after that. I built a website
Yeah.
by myself, and the year after that, when the rep sort of rang me up to say, "Let's talk about next year's ad." That's the thrill.
Yeah.
So you can stick your great
Cool,
big fucking Yellow Pages right up your Jackson.
Is that what you said?
arsehole. Yeah. What else would you say? They've been screwing you for tens of thousands of dollars for
I could
years.
see you reveling in that conversation. I would have just screened the call and never spoke to him again.
Now you got to write it down. Now you got to write it down.
I just won't speak
You
to you.
faked your own death.
Remember last year when I wrote you that $9,000 check and I said, one day I'm going to revel in your company
You said
dying.
that?
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause they were screwed. They were
And so
screwed.
what happened-
It was
so-
like the mafia. It was extortion.
The Harvey Norman thing, I want to give you a platform. You did 6 videos slamming
there's more
Harvey
on that.
Norman.
Oh.
There's more.
If you give us the 30-second version.
What's the matter with Harvey Norman?
Oh, here we go.
Watch his
30-second
videos.
version.
Yeah.
What have
The
you done?
30-second
This
version.
morning I got an email that was, and I looked at was a response to me raising a help ticket on buying a product on their online store that was faulty, and it arrived today saying, "Oh, here's what to do: take it to a store." That arrived
And
today.
how long was that? How many days
That
ago
was
that?
4 weeks.
4 weeks ago?
4 weeks. A $1,100 product.
And you've been to the store already?
I've been
how
to the
many
store
times?
twice.
No way.
And this week I went back to the store and I said, "Give me the fucking camera back." And the guy looked for it for half an hour and it was in a box out the back tucked away, right? And I hadn't done anything about it. And I said, "Give me it back." Because I've got to do an important video. I made this up. Sorry, Harves. I made it up. I just said, "Give me the fucking thing back. I've got a very important video to do. Even though it won't pan or tilt without going out of focus, I need to use it as a static shot. Give me
so
it
the
back."
idea
And the
was-
guy said, "Please bring it back. Make sure you bring it back again."
Is that because they had done a
you.
refund and you reckon
They
that
haven't done a refund.
They haven't.
No, nothing's been done. Nothing's been done at all. But then
So
I
what
got-
are you seeking? What do you want?
I just want my
What does success look like, Derek?
I want profession.
Yeah.
I want,
And how
I
are you
want a
complicit?
Huge, I want this huge company to just straighten up and fucking sort their stuff out.
So
It's
what does that look
ridiculous.
like?
It looks like someone ringing me saying, "We've noticed that you're having a huge issue with our company. How can we make it right?"
And what does that look? Does right look like? Because we'll send this to them. This snippet. What does right
Do you
look like?
just want your money back?
Well, I want my money back.
And your
I want
kids
an
put through
apology.
high school.
I want an apology.
Sounds like
4 weeks to reply to a ticket is ridiculous.
Because you've spent $100,000 at Harvey
Their
Norman.
online people were rude, and they said, "Take it to a store." I'd already been to a store, and they'd said, "Nah, it's online. It's nothing to do with us. We're a franchise. Clear off." Right? So I cleared off, and then they said, "Take it to a store." And I said, "But the online thing asked me to sign in, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
You sent me an email saying sign in,
But you didn't have a
but I don't have
login.
an account."
And then
right?
she clicked forget password. What happened?
No, there was no sign in.
Yeah.
It was just impossible. So that was impossible. It went on and on. It's not good content for Christmas Day.
the joys of
But
Christmas, eh? Yeah.
we're probably-
So what are you grateful
just
for?
said that after
So
he
what are you
did it.
grateful for?
I'm
What are you grateful
I'm
For this
gra-
year?
I'm
You
grateful.
don't have to mention about Harvey Norman.
I'm grateful for the superstardom that being on this show has shot me to.
Really?
Yeah, I'm getting.
nice.
Yeah,
There's
I'm in
there's
Hollywood
mine.
next year, I reckon. I'm grateful for watching you guys grow and meeting all the people through your show.
Man, that's a really
This is
nice
probably
one.
Better
A big
rethink
part of
mine.
this year,
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh, great.
I'm like,
That's
I'm
nice.
grateful for
And not
money.
being dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, once you're over 50, that's it.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Gemma?
Man, I was going to say you guys.
Well, that's still valid.
We love a circle jerk.
Yeah, no, I am. I'm grateful for you guys.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, new friends.
That's nice.
And money. I'm grateful for money.
I
There it
knew
is.
it. I knew it was-
And
it was
we
under
have
there.
any-
I fucking killed it
Yeah.
this year. I've
Yeah,
had
yeah,
a really good year.
Any retail complaints? Any companies that have screwed you?
Nah, no one screws Gemma Watts. Unless she asks for it. No, I've had just had a really fucking good year.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Big Pete?
Yeah, no, I was going to say new friends as well.
Oh, yeah.
Being you guys.
He's our new friends. None of you.
Yeah, I've got this other group of great friends. They're waiting for me, actually. Yeah. No. All of you. New friends.
Sevs?
Yeah, you go, Sebs.
Better be good. After
He's
that.
grateful for...
It doesn't have
I
to be
won't say
anything
it.
to do with us.
Yeah,
Sebs is always good at
yeah,
these.
just
He's
dig
good at
deep.
these.
Seb's has had a big year.
It is though.
And they can't mention, like, it doesn't pan, it doesn't tilt.
And you
doesn't
can
zoom.
say Tully.
That's what I was going to say. He's grateful for me.
Oh, definitely. No, I think. I mean, the year's been like massive. Like I've had all these amazing experiences, and
Firsts.
none of them would have happened without all of you guys. So I think
And you leaning into them as well. You could easily have said
no.
no to the
Yeah.
first thing, and we probably would have stopped. But the thing, there's some great thrill in the idea that we say, hey, we do this thing. And you're like, nah, it's like, come on. You're like, all right. It's like, you
I'm grateful
encourage
for
it.
Rachel Vitullo.
Oh, definitely. No, but I the fact that you guys are willing to push me and to put me in those sort of environments, I really appreciate it. So, yeah.
Thanks, Sebs. TJ?
Rod and gun for...
Rod and gun.
No, I'll tell you what. Today, we just checked our bank account. Amy's like, look at this. It's fucking $2,500 from the government, which was like we don't even really understand
This was
it, but
the
it's something.
tax thing.
It's something about the baby,
Oh.
like the amount of money you pay, and then they give you a reimbursement. So we didn't know
So
we're getting
we get for childcare and stuff.
But you have to have a
I'm
kid.
going to have a
And
baby.
you have to spend thousands and thousands of dollars on daycare.
Yeah.
And somehow in the wash we get it every year, but we didn't even think about it.
Well done.
We got like
great.
$2,500.
This is the Australian government.
See, grateful for
She's
money.
like, we can actually get each other Christmas presents.
This is great, yeah. 1,250
You're
each.
gonna get jet ski.
She might. She might have a
budget.
Christmas present in the other room.
Well, yeah, that's still not coming
What
from
can you
me,
get from
Gemma.
I was post. I wonder what
No,
they-
I don't know. But yeah, that was nice.
That's nice.
That's always handy.
Yeah.
So grateful for the government.
Yeah,
Well,
grateful for the
This is the
government.
first time
Money.
you'll ever hear me say that.
I know. Grateful for the Gronk Squad in general.
Yeah,
the fact
that's
that
nice.
people like listen and enjoy and contribute and enjoy. Like if no one was listening, we say we'd still do it, but it's nice that like people actually come on and
Yeah, I say that.
do that.
Yeah.
And like even just like I think it's grateful for the whole team. Like the consistent. I've never been good at consistency, and so this is the only thing I've ever really been really good from a work perspective of being consistent at. And so, I'm grateful for the Daily Talk Show, and also the fact that you guys will just come in and be involved and
Loves the tension.
You know,
Yeah.
exactly. I appreciate that. I feel like you're going to say something.
Thanks for having us.
I would just agree with you. The attention seekers club.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
What should we do in 2020 if we're to throw a bit of a cast into the ocean to the future of 2020? What do we want to do? What should we set a challenge for ourselves as the Daily Talk Show? What should we do as a Gronk Squad?
I like the idea of more travel for you guys.
Uh-huh.
The LA trip was fun to observe from here.
Yeah,
Even
great.
funner to be there. But
Yeah, great.
if you could set up some sort of travel situation, I think that'd be fun.
I'd love to go to Byron Bay, like
Yeah.
remote,
Oh, yeah.
because I think
Ooh.
pushing back Byron Bay a lot because of I spend a lot of time in the town. But I was speaking to Jeremy Kahn, a friend of ours, and he was saying if you go out into the greenery, there's something about nature or whatever. Wouldn't it be cool to do some
You
form
got
of
Coon Creek on your
Yeah,
Yeah.
Why
There
would
it
you?
is.
But no, the travel would be
Some
good.
travel, yeah.
What about you, Scooter? Do you think for the Daily Talk Show what we could do?
I like what Peter's saying about travel,
But
but
don't say what he says.
but not
Have an
but
original thought.
adding more to it, the idea and what you said about going into the hinterlands of
Yeah.
northern New South Wales.
Well, that's part of the adventure stuff.
Start
The
Life
Adventure
hacker.
Club. Yeah.
start looking a
Yeah.
bit deeper into cultures, and I'd like to see you guys at the, in that opal mining joint, and
Oh, yeah, yeah.
you know, some odd
That's a bit random.
places. What was that joint you went to for a professional video, Tommy?
Oh,
There
that was
a
cool.
farmer.
Rupert's Farm.
Up in the middle of
Oh,
nowhere.
yeah,
Queensland.
in the middle of
I'd like to see the
Queensland.
DTS go on a proper road trip.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, road
That'd be
trip
good.
would be fun. I'm also grateful for 97 for pre-ordering the Tesla
We should
Cybertruck.
do
yeah,
it like a
that's
school
exciting.
camp
Yeah.
scenario. I remember you saying that after
Oh,
Breezer
that would
did
be
that
fun.
work trip.
Yeah.
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 School camp.
Gronk camp.
And what's the
Yeah.
chance of shit going pear-shaped?
A lot, but that's
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
That's part of it. Right?
Oh,
More
yeah.
than part of
I'll
it.
die.
On the flying fox session.
No, of alcohol poisoning.
Around the campfire.
And on the flying fox.
So
love
Because I'm such a pest, I'd be like, should we do a talent show? Gemma, nobody wants this. I'll go first.
There's something fun about a campfire. I'd love an excuse for a
Yeah, I like a
campfire.
campfire. Yeah.
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 Not in summer though.
Yeah,
No.
yeah, yeah.
No.
It's still
Yeah,
a
yeah.
controlled environment.
Not that maybe it'll be winter,
I've
right,
not really
guys?
camped, so.
Yeah, they're
No.
fun.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
We get
Princess.
more just putting in requests. More stitch ups. Like the,
Oh, yeah.
the,
Oh, yeah.
the video that you did with JJ eating those Starbursts
that
was
was-
one of my favourites.
Yeah.
Is that what natural
Starburst?
confection?
Sorry, natural confection. Yeah.
I also liked
That
the
was great.
waffles. That was a good
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Waffles was a
What
good-
all you've mentioned is me doing it to Josh,
Yeah.
and at some point it becomes bullying.
But I feel like
But
I
at
feel like
what
I'd be the
point?
type. I
good
would be
sport,
the
though.
guy that would take it too far. If I was to stitch everyone
Yeah, you
up,
would.
I've just like I
Faked his own death.
or I cut his brakes.
You need a stitch up
We're having a
consultant.
funeral for you, and then you arrive.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, no, I'm happy to do a stitch. If you guys are okay with me doing a stitch up, I just want to get permission. A stitch up. Can I do a
Don't give
stitch up?
permission until you've written rules.
Yeah.
What about with a consultant? Like you has to
Yeah,
run by
that's a
me
good
or something
idea.
like
Worried
that.
about what I'm going to do.
Oh,
Well,
just
I have
help
never-
keep it into the.
I wasn't
the
until you
realm
just
of
said
what's
that.
not
I've never
painful
asked.
or physically damaging.
I never asked for permission. I made the call.
So it's got to be low level stitch ups.
Yeah, but
like
yours
the
have not
lollies
been.
and there we
But
go.
I
Aggressive.
feel like it's so weird because I've got like a lot of little things that can become big. But yeah, no, I'll have a think. I love that idea over Christmas.
Stitch
and
ups
for the
without
new-
stitches. That's the rule.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
How's that?
just mental.
Yeah.
All right, well, it's the Daily Talk Show. P.O. Box 400,
How's that
Abbotsford,
going?
Victoria 3067.
Cash.
No cash received yet.
But seeing
It's,
cash.
Yeah, no, but would love to see some currencies. I don't actually, after seeing Oz post this morning and how they were sort of dealing with their admin, they were
You may never receive
Don't bag
it.
them out now.
No, I love Oz post. Do we have... So Derek's been working potentially with an insider about us getting access to a facility.
Yeah, the request has been passed now from senior management
Ooh.
to
Yeah, that
the
guy.
area that would handle this type of thing.
Okay.
So it's moving along.
Yeah, unlike your Harvey Norman saga.
It's the only thing that's
There's a
moving
bit of salt in
along.
the wound.
And on that note, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Ho, ho, ho.
And a Happy New Year.
Happy
But we'll
holidays.
see you
Not yet.
tomorrow, Boxing Day. See you then.
See you guys.
Bye.